Welcome, fellow jobbers, to Who's Next, the NXT recap and review show where we discuss the future of WWE. I am one of your hosts, Charlie, aka the Blue Meanie, and with me, as always, the legend that is James, aka King Kong Bundy. How the hell are you, my friend?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Let's start on this NXT stuff this week.
Let's get it going. So we're gonna talk about this week's episode very briefly. I'm very hyped. Sorry, I've got animated today. Not enough sleep. We're gonna talk about this week's episode of NXT very briefly, and then we're gonna do predictions for tomorrow night's Takeover Chicago. So, what did you think of this week's episode?
It's not a great one, this one. I think they didn't really concentrate on the kind of matches for Takeover. It was kind of a bit of a anybody's free-for-all. Like, yeah, the first match with Drew was the highlight for me, and it just went downhill.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that. I think they'll probably it felt a bit like, here are the rest of the matches which we recorded at the tapings, which have no meaning. All the stuff that had meaning was like promos, and it's really interesting and kind of it's positive for the future of NXT that Drew Galloway and Cassius Ohno and Cien Almas and people like that don't actually have matches at Takeover, because it's really bright for the future. But it does mean that we get Cassius Ohno versus Cien Almas for no reason, which is they're great and I like it, but also why? Or Drew McIntyre versus Sean Maluta, who is Samoan. But as you said, I don't know. It wasn't a great NXT. It wasn't as good as maybe the last 2 weeks. I think it'd been quite good.
No. Last week's was pretty good.
Yeah,
But
yeah. That Nikki Cross interview. Sorry, we didn't speak about it. It's so good. It's so good. You messaged me. And you're like,
awesome.
You messaged me and you're like, oh yeah, there's this good Nikki Cross thing, and I was like, oh really? And so I started watching and it got to it, and I was like, yeah, it's so good. Oh, and she's just like tapping the mic, and she's like, Ruby, and like she's just like walking towards the camera, like, I want Ruby Riot, and I'm like, oh Nikki, you're the best. You're just the best. So good. She's great. Like, she's probably, outside of Asuka, she's the one woman on the NXT roster where I'd be like, she could go to main now. It's fun. She's ready. She's gone. Like, that character is so on point for how she does it. It's so good.
I'm already saying she should have been Sister Abigail. Forget all of this Paige business.
That's such a good shout. It is, isn't it? It is. Oh, Nikki Cross. I love it. I love it. Also, she's Scottish, which just I get hyped about anyway. So let's predict Takeover Chicago.
Yeah.
I have Jace's predictions. Let me just check if anyone else sent me theirs. No, it's fine. I've got Jace's predictions. And we'll talk about ours, obviously. So we're going to start with Roderick Strong versus Eric Young. Who you got and why?
Eric Young,
Mm-hmm.
because he's got sanity, and I think that's one of the things they've actually said, that he's actually got sanity with him. End up him being taken out. Like, as much as I love the kind of hero can develop, this ain't going anywhere other than a beating.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. What do you think about because we spoke about the Who is Roderick Strong vignette things. He had a match last week, and it felt almost like he actually felt more important, which was weird because I wasn't into the vignettes at all. And yet when it came to actually watching his match, I was like, oh, he has a wife and a baby or something. Like, I don't know. He felt slightly more important, and I think that his match against Hideo was really good. I think he played the sort of never say never babyface really well, especially at the end with the GTS, and he was like, no mate, and then he got hit with GTS down. I think that was really good. But as you say, it's gonna be a beating. He's gonna get a big old beating, which I guess is character building, but it's also a match on Takeover, so you sort of want it to be great. I don't know.
Like, this is for me, this is their version of a kickoff.
Right, yeah.
It's so lower down the cards that it has to be a beating. I can't see him winning over straight away. It lost a few times, but I can't see him winning at all.
Yeah, I can't either. So I'm gonna say Eric Young. I think it's got to be.
Yeah, Eric Young all the way.
And Jace had Eric Young. He also agrees with us. Next match, let's talk about. Go on, let's go. Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne for the United Kingdom Championship.
Pete Dunne, bruiserweight, bruiserweight all the way, bruiserweight. Come on,
Bruce. So you're going for Tyler Bate, yeah?
No.
What do you think about? Have you? I haven't seen the United Kingdom Championship. It's on actually as we're recording this, which is slightly awkward. But I haven't seen their live event yet. I've been busy. Have you seen it? Did you watch it? Because it was on at 1 o'clock this morning, I think it was, and it's on now. As for the UK viewers, it's on now. Did you see it at all? I haven't seen any of it.
I've not seen it. No.
What do you think about the whole UK Championship and the UK stuff?
I think it's very separated from WWE.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's the same. Like it should feel like it's the same, but it's not. Like, because we've got good wrestlers here. Is it going to be another two old thing where it's just going to be, this is separate from everything else, but we're going to have them fighting every once in a while? Like, are they not going to have a chance at any kind of belt other than the UK belt?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It feels what you want it to be is NXT, right? Like you want it to be this thing that's kind of separate but feeds in. Like when people from NXT show up, it's a big deal because everyone knows them from NXT. You want them to feed into it, and you want. I think NXT's biggest failing at the moment is their crowd, and the way like the tapings work means that the crowd, it must be unbelievably difficult to stay hyped for the entire time. And we saw for the majority of like the Cassius Ohno match this week and the Drew Galloway match, the crowd were quite quiet. And I'm not saying I don't think fault their own. I just think it's the way it works. And so I think what you want is NXT from like a year ago. You want it to be in a small venue where you can have dedicated, passionate fans coming every single time and cheering on and like really getting the hype around it. And you want those guys going to NXT, going to 205 Live, going to wherever they need to go, like to progress. You want that feeder thing. And at the moment, you're right. It feels very separate. And I think they don't quite know what they want to do with it. Like originally, the tapings that are airing right now were going to be for a weekly show. Now they're just going to be a special. They clearly don't know what they want to do with it yet.
I'm concerned that because soon they're going to do this women's tournament that it's going to be exactly the same. Like they're like, let's just do a tournament for the sake of tournaments.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I love a good tournament. I'm going to the British J Cup, the Rev Pro one, in July. I do love a good tournament. However, what you do after the tournament with it, what you do with that tournament is the important thing.
That's why you used to love the King of the Rings, man. King of the Rings were awesome.
King of the Rings were great, and then Sheamus won and killed him. Killed him. But I like him. I think this is my biggest problem with the UK thing at the moment, I guess, going forward. Let's say they do have a weekly show, which is what I want. I want a weekly UK show from a small venue with hyped people, because UK crowds are great. UK crowds are so good because a lot of us are football fans as well, I think, and we come from that sort of same culture. So you get that sort of cheering who you should cheer, boo who you should boo, and it's just loud. Like, I've been to an ICW show, a Rev Pro show, like in the past 3 weeks, and they're always super loud and passionate and great. It's just great to watch. If you harness that, you can have something lovely. But my biggest problem, I think, going forward, let's say that does happen, is I think Tyler Bate was the right guy to win the tournament, but I'm not convinced he's the right guy to take the brand forward as the face of it. I think and that's not a diss on him at all. He's super good. Like, for his age,
he's very good.
It's ridiculous. It's just insane. But I think the better story is probably dust. I think the better story is him chasing the title as opposed to him holding the title. And for that reason, I'm agreeing with you. Pete Dunne. I think Pete Dunne. I think it would suck for Tyler Bate, especially if this does go forward, not to be able to hold the championship on the show that he won. I think that would kind of suck. But I think for the sake of making it a bigger thing, Pete Dunne has his character down to a T, whereas Tyler Bate doesn't quite have that yet. Like those photos, did you see the photos from when the UK guys were over here? They're UK, obviously they were over here. When the UK guys were over here for the tour, and they went to see
UK guys who live here. Yeah.
Oh, do you remember when the person who lives in England was in England? Oh, what a revelation! No, when they were over here and they went to stop saying that, Charlie. When they went to see Norwich, they went to see Norwich City.
Yeah.
The football team, and there was lots of pictures of them with like the Norwich City Foundation kids, and it was like Wolfgang, Trent Seven, Pete Dunne, and someone like Mark Andrews, I think, and they're all like smiling and like, yeah, apart from Pete Dunne, who's still like, in every photo you're just like, yes, be angry at the small children. Like every picture he's in, he's always looking moody and annoyed to stay in character, and that character works. And I think that can be a really good thing if they do take forward this weekly show. That can be super good. Having that guy who's got the character down, he's an amazing wrestler, he can carry fantastic, and eventually you have a babyface triumph over him, like what they're doing with Asuka at the moment. Once that babyface achieves over Asuka, it's going to be brilliant. And so for that reason, Pete Dunne, what a lovely lad. Jason has also said Pete Dunne, because Jason knows Pete Dunne's a lovely lad. He's an angry lad, but he's probably loved in real life. I don't know, I've not met him, but good lad. Seeing as I mentioned her, let's go for it. Triple threat. Asuka versus Ruby Riott versus Nikki Cross.
It's a tough one for me because I want to say Nikki, but I can't.
No, you can't.
No, because Asuka's going to win all the way. Asuka's the best women's wrestler.
Asuka is the personification of the concept of cool. It strikes me just how she's just so good. She's so good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a bit like
it's
part of me wants I think Ruby Riott is going to be really good. She's not quite there yet, but she's certainly super relatable. Her theme is a bit underwhelming, but I quite like it. I think the way she presented is good. It's just a matter of getting there, and we're not there yet. Nikki is there. Nikki is flipping there, man, and like she is on point. That interview is so good, and I think she deserves the top billing of the NXT Women's Division. But Asuka is so good, like by far and away. I genuinely think she's she's probably the best wrestler in the company, and I can't name better women's wrestlers in the world of wrestling right now. I'm not the most versed guy in the world. I know I watch a lot of things, but I mean, she's got everything 100% down. Yeah, and I don't think it's time. I think Ember's probably going to be the person to take it from her.
Yeah, Amber's gonna. I think Amber was the idea.
Yeah,
to take it.
Yeah,
that's my thought, was that Amber, until she did that really crazy weird dive. She would have had it. This would have been hers. But they're no way going to take Asuka and move her to the main roster until Amber's healed up. That's not happening. She's not going up until she takes the title now.
Yeah, I could see her possibly Asuka moving up with the title and coming out and being like, I've held this longer than anyone else has held I am the champion. I've got an undefeated streak better than Goldberg's fake one. That's how flipping good I am. I destroy everything in my path. You come for me, I take you the hell out. You can't stop me. And I can see that happening. I can see her turning up on the main roster a bit like Kevin Owens did with the championship. Yeah. Like, I'm the one to beat. I am the one. and then just steamrolling people, just like turning up. Just Tamina Snuka didn't know what hit her, bro. Tamina Snuka just getting like I want it to be like a cartoon. I want it to be like Asuka turns up. There's a match with Tamina Snuka, and Tamina Snuka is literally flat on the mat, like she's been steamrolled, just like squash. I want it to be done. I can see that happening, but you're right. I don't think the title was going to go off her waist until Ember's back, and I think Ember is going to take it. Like I was thinking about it during the week. I was like, Asuka could vacate the title, I guess, but I think the win.
Do you know what I would like Asuka to do? Asuka, I would like her to go to main roster, take her title with her. Whoever's the champion, let's say, whoever's going to be the champion whenever, she takes her title, drops the other title, picks up the Raw or SmackDown, and then just that's it. That title's back in the tournament or wherever it needs to go. But yeah, that's her saying, I've been the champion for this long. Do you know what? I don't need this anymore. I'm going after that.
Yeah. Or
bam.
Even better, she comes out on SmackDown, destroys it, wins the title. She's got 2. She turns up on Raw the next week, beats them, gets that title. She's then got 3. She then turns up
double champion.
She's then triple champion. She's champion for Raw, SmackDown, NXT. And then the next week on Raw, Roman Reigns gets in the ring, starts talking about being a big dog. And she comes out and does that flipping butt bump she does. And then she Asuka. Yes. I mean, I've got a flipping t-shirt. That's how hyped I get about Asuka. But Asuka's going to win. Asuka, I think, I can't see, unless, it would be super surprising if Asuka doesn't win. Yeah. I mean, it's just the way it is.
And the interview that she did yesterday was on point.
It was
on point. It was perfect.
It
had enough ego in it. It had enough everything in it for me.
Yeah,
you know.
And like, she's like in the car. She's like, look, just I don't want to talk to you. Are we done? Are we done here? Are we done? Good. Gets out of the car. She's like, hey, everyone, wait. Yeah, I'm the champ. Taking selfies. Yeah, all right. Gets past her. Oh, Jesus, why? Why did these people? It's just,
epic.
It was so good. It was so good. What a lady. Jace also says Asuka, because he's just a smart lad. He's just one man gang. He's got it going on up here.
He's got the smarts.
He's got. Swear I spent too much time with him. But he's booking it right. I'll give him that. Yeah. Hi, Jason. The Authors of Pain versus probably DIY. We're not sure yet. In a ladder match.
Is it not? Why?
Tag team champions. So to catch people up, if you don't know, on an NXT house show, I want to say last night, in a match between DIY and Sanity, Tommaso Ciampa got injured. Something happened with his leg. They threw up the X and they had to end the match early. We don't know. So Triple H has come out and has said, currently the plan is still going ahead. It is still DIY versus the Authors of Pain. But it will be at the behest of our doctors. If on the night they say, no, he can't wrestle, then something will have to happen. But so far it's probably going ahead. We will see what happens though. So let's talk about it in terms of DIY versus Authors of Pain. Authors of Pain have to win, right?
Yeah.
I can't see it any other way. DIY are amazing. They really, really are. And I think they're going to make... Putting it in a ladder match is good. It makes it different from the previous matches we've had with these two teams. It gives it different dynamics. It also gives DIY... Because here's the thing, DIY will make you look good. DIY are really, really good in ring. And so you add something like a ladder, you're just giving Authors of Pain more reasons to look like absolute beasts. And if you can continually keep the concept of Authors of Pain being this beastly team fresh, then you're onto winner. Because ultimately, if you see them this is the problem I always had with the Ascension when they were NXT champions, is it was really boring to watch because they would just do the same thing constantly, and it was never freshened up, and it wasn't like everyone's like the Ascension are so dominant, or sorry, the commentators are telling me that the Ascensions are so dominant, aren't they so good? And it's like, yeah, but I'm bored of watching it. It's the same thing, and so they're very tactfully so far avoided making the Authors of Pain boring by keeping them dominant. They're still dominant. People still go, flip. They're big dogs. Shout out to Roman Reigns. They are big dogs, but they're not boring yet, and that's good.
No.
I think that's really good.
But I think there's a big lead up to them versus Heavy Machine. That's where it's going, isn't it? Like the big guys versus the big guys.
Probably.
Stakes and wakes all the way.
Mate, shout out to that. What's it, Dozovich, mate? That dude's a nutcase. I'm into it. I'm straight into it. I'm making no bones about it. When like the other guy, Tucker Knight, is like, he's like, yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do well. We're into it. Stakes and weights, baby. Whoa! Like,
if that's not made into a T-shirt, I'll be very disappointed.
Oh, the merchandising opportunity for Heavy Machinery is great. Their theme song's really good as well. I was listening to it the other day on the WWE Music channel. I was like, it's got the flipping machines. I was like, yeah, it's good, man. Yeah, they got a little while to get there, but I can see that happening eventually. I can see that happening, but they've got a little while to get there. I think they're still in the very early stages of squashing people. So just to be clear, we're saying Authors of Pain.
Yeah, all the way.
Yeah, so am I, and so is Jason. A quick side note to that one. Let's say DIY can't do it. What would you like to see happen in its place? Would you like to see? Is there a specific team you would like to see face them? Would you like to see a specific segment? Like you could just have Authors of Pain come out and go, yeah, they're injured. They can't handle us. We're the champs. Whee! And then Jinder Mahal comes out and beats them or something. I don't know. But is there something you'd like to see in their place?
So, I think since are not doing anything this weekend and they're involved, maybe a little matchup for no titles. Give the crowd what they want,
There would be a lot of hype. A lot of hype.
It would give that team, a boost in that field. But saying that they're gonna stick to NXT anyway, but that's what I would like. That's kind of like parties in anything, to be fair, at the moment in time,
Yeah, I mean, they're just good. They're just good. They're just very good. They're just good. Main event.
But probably it will be like it'll. So I won't bring out jobbers for that, but they probably will.
Me and you, we'll take them. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go. I'm up for it.
I'd probably, yeah. Let's get the ladders.
Let's get, mate, the ladders. That's what we should call ourselves. And like LAD is capitalized. lads. Screw it. We'll take him. Akeem and Rizal don't know what's hitting. We'll roll over them like nobody's business. I'm good at climbing ladders. I've done it before. That's what I'm going to say. Listen, WWE, the CV's all there. The curriculum vitae right there, bro. Robert Roode versus Hideo Itami.
This one's a tough one for me. What were your thoughts?
I'm interested in this because here's the thing. Do I think ultimately Robert Roode? Do I think Bobby Roode will drop the title? No, I don't. But Hideo needs a win. Winning the title would be huge. It would shake up the top picture.
Mm-hmm.
No,
if they are pushing him so much, like NXT this week was basically, it might as well just been called his show.
Yeah, there was so many promos.
It was just done. beginning, like all like where he's been, like all the stuff that's gone wrong, like, and then he has that kind of end bit where he just takes out everybody left, right, and center, and doesn't get fined for it. But anyway, that's a different matter.
Let's bring rules.
Yeah, well, you know what I
There's
mean?
rules
People,
and regulations, guys. Come on now.
security guards, fine. Referees, you get fined.
Come on now. Come on. The badge, mate. The badge.
But I'm gonna go Bobby. I'm gonna put it out there. I'm going Bobby. I can't see him winning this time. Maybe it'll build up something. Maybe it'll be a cheat win. Where he just gets counted out, and then it's just kind of he's still the champion. But I can't see him losing the title.
I need to have a thinking pan of chocolate for this one.
Okay, that's fine.
Here's my thing. This is my thoughts, right? My nan would be really angry if she saw me doing this. Never speak to my thoughts, right? Here's my thoughts.
I hope this stays on the video, by the way.
Oh, I'm not editing this out. So, right? This is what I think will happen. I've decided. This is the way I think it'll go. Right? The thought pan of chocolate is going. No, it's not. I'm eating it. All right. So they've built up. I can't wait to post this. They've built up the GTS as a big deal. It's taken Rude out multiple times. That time he was on the floor for an entire ad break, which, as we've spoken about before in NXT, can be a bit bountiful sometimes. Let's get rid of the ads. I think he's gonna. I think what will happen. I'm gonna say this is exactly what will happen. I'm saying Bobby Roode will win because he's gonna go up for the GTS. He's probably gonna knock the referee out somehow with his legs when they're dangling over his shoulders or whatever. Bobby Roode's gonna cheat somehow, or not cheat, but he'll get a cheap win, which involves the referee getting bounced, and then he'll retain. That's what I think will happen. I almost prefer the idea of Itami winning it, just to change things up and to give it a slightly different dynamic, to give him a boost. I don't think Bobby looks worse if he loses, but I can see that happening because they've established that the move can beat Bobby Roode already with his big hit before. Whereas if you look at the way they were doing it with Ember and Asuka, she never hit the Eclipse on Asuka. So everyone's like, oh my God, if she hits the Eclipse, she could win. Whereas we know he'll win if he hits GTS, therefore he won't hit it. Right? That makes sense?
Yeah, but here's the question.
Go on.
If it's he retains, but he loses.
So like a DQ.
A DQ or under the ropes. Maybe he hits the GTS and then under the ropes. Because once he's under the ropes, unless the man gets it, drags him back in.
I guess this is the final spinner in it, right? Adam Cole could be there. Adam Cole supposedly could be there. Now, I don't think if I was WWE and I was signing Adam Cole, I would not have him appear at the show. I think everyone's expecting him to appear, so I wouldn't have him appear. I would wait until another time, maybe like at the end of a taping or something, to just throw a curveball in there and be like, whoa, Adam Cole, right?
Yeah.
But what about, because here's the thing, if he retains but loses, then it might be a crappy end to the show. If it's like, say, a count out or something like that.
Yeah.
So then you could have Adam Cole in it and square up to him.
Yeah, but then you've got a kind of continuing story. Then this is the end of their story. Then he has to win. But if it's the end of their story, like, you know, we've got, you know, we've got to have him cheat or be disqualified or get counted out or just walk off. In my opinion, I love it when they just walk off.
I do love a good just.
I love it. Just like, I've had enough of this. Grab my belt. See you later.
Done.
Glorious, and then that's it. Going home. Just turns around. One of them. Bam, out the door.
Bam, gone. He's gone. He's like, He's walking away all in a huff. Everyone's like booing him. He turns around and just goes, and he's off. Glorious, all that.
No, but they have to play that. They have to play that glorious for like a second.
Yeah, it's for a second.
Just that moment.
Glorious, and then just walks away again. That's such a good idea. It will never happen, but why shouldn't it? It should. It should. Glorious. And he just turns around and walks off in silence, in complete silence. At the end of the broadcast, it's just what's his name? What's his name? Nigel McGuinness just being like, "What?" And it cuts. Do, 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 do.
Hit Fozzie's soundtrack. Bam. Over.
Flipping total cuts. Broadcast ends. Cuts to total Bellas. We're on the network. Here we go. It'd be great. It'd be great. Yeah, I think Rude's gonna retain. I agree with you. I think there'll be some sort of shenanigans finishing Rude will retain. And Jason agrees again. He's an agreeable lad. I'm almost thinking just saying Yatami, just to try and get one over on people.
No, Jason said Bobby as well. Then
yeah, he said Robert Roode. Well, he said Bobby. He just said the word Bobby at me, so he must mean Bobby. But
oh,
Rob, big Rob Roode, big Robbie Roode. No, I'm going to say Bobby. I'll stick safe. Bobby. So those are our predictions for NXT Takeover Chicago. Please do leave yours below. Do you disagree with us? Myself, James, and Jace have all agreed 100%. So do you disagree? Do you disagree with any of them? Do let us know in the comments below. Tweet us at TG Jobbers, Facebook, The Glorified Jobbers, Instagram, The Glorified Jobbers. We're everywhere. Tomorrow, we have going up on the channel on Saturday. We have going up on the channel our prediction show for Backlash. We have that going up. Myself, Jace, my antivirus is kicking off. Myself, Jace, and Luke do it from an incredibly stupid location. Do check it out. Trust me. If you're a football fan, especially, you want to look at it. Why we did it? I'm still not sure, but we did it. It's a thing that exists. It'll be on the channel tomorrow. Do check it out. Subscribe. It will be up tomorrow. James will have his predictions up at some point as well. We'll have everyone's on Twitter just in case. We'll have a picture, grids, all the usual good stuff to keep up with. James, thank you so much for joining me. I'm sorry I'm tired. I've eaten a pan of chocolate halfway through.
That's okay.
So it's
okay.
It's a thing I've done.
Okay.
I was hungry. And I will see you next week for more Who's Next. There's only one thing left to say, and that is keep on jobbing. Glorious! Yes.